Chapter 5. As the beginning of the spell passed Ian's lips, the wooden staff glowed with light. He continued to read it aloud, and the staff began to tremble, and the light grew brighter. Suddenly it seemed as though all the air was sucked out of the room, and objects, including the staff, began to rise toward the ceiling. As the staff began to fall, Ian caught it. He stood holding it and finished the spell. A beam of light blasted from the top of the staff. Hearing the ruckus, Barley rushed in. "Hey, man, what are you doing in here?" "Holy tooth, a Zader!" He couldn't believe his eyes. "How did you—" "I don't know. It just started," shouted Ian, struggling to hold the staff as his books, clothes, and furniture swirled around him. It was like being in a chaotic tornado. Blazy poked her head in the doorway for a quick moment, then raced away, spooked. Ian gripped the staff with all his might, and it shook more and more. The beam of light sent its magic onto the floor and began generating a pair of men's dress shoes. "Whoa, feet!" exclaimed Barley. Ian gasped as bright purple socks appeared above the shoes. The spell was working. It was bringing back their father. As the light moved upward, pants started to materialize, and it all continued all the way up to a belt. Then a shirt began to form, one button at a time. The gem rose out of the staff and spun wildly as the light grew brighter and brighter. It became more difficult for Ian to hold on to the staff. Suddenly, Dad's body shrank down to the waist. Something wasn't right. "Hang on, I can help," shouted Barley, rushing toward Ian. Ian backed away. "Barley, no!" The light exploded and the gem burst into a million pieces. The force of it shot Ian and Barley across the room and shattered the window. The shards disintegrated to dust. Barley helped Ian up, and they both looked around the messy room, desperately searching for their father. A sudden rustling behind a pile of clothes in the closet got the boys' attention. A pair of legs in khaki pants and dress shoes kicked out. "Dad?" said Ian. The legs stood to reveal no upper half. Ian and Barley screamed. "He's just legs!" exclaimed Barley. "There's no top part. I definitely remember Dad having a top part." Ian and Barley watched, horrified, as Dad's legs walked around the room. "Oh no, what did I do?" said Ian, panicking. "This is horrible." He paced, trying to calm himself, then kneeled in an attempt to talk to the pants. "Hello?" He reached out and ran his hand through the area of the missing torso. One of Dad's feet began tapping around as if it was trying to get a feel for the space. Ian and Barley watched the legs move around the room like a toddler learning to walk. "It's really him," said Barley. The boys watched, amazed. Then Dad ran into a wall, interrupting the moment of wonder. He stopped and searched with his foot again, clearly confused and lost. "Dad, you're in your house!" shouted Barley. Dad bumped into a dresser and a bunch of books fell on top of him, knocking him down. The boys raced over and helped him stand. "Ah, he can't hear us," said Ian. Barley walked over to Dad's legs and slowly began to tap on his foot. Ian watched curiously. "What are you doing?" Barley hummed the first 5 beats of "Shave and a Haircut." Dad's legs leapt back. Dad tapped the final 2 notes of the song and touched Barley's feet with his foot, patting them gently. Barley's face lit up. "That's right, Dad. It's me, Barley." Dad felt around to find Ian's foot and gave it a tap. "Yep, that's Ian." "Hi, Dad," Ian said softly. He put his hand on Dad's foot, wishing he could give him a hug. "Oh, I messed this whole thing up, and now he's just going to be legs forever." Barley looked at the spell. "Well, not forever. The spell only lasts 1 day. At sunset tomorrow, he'll disappear and we'll never be able to bring him back again." He showed Ian 2 illustrations. The first was of a man standing by the sun, and the second depicted the sun setting and the man vanishing. Ian sighed. Okay. 24 hours. That doesn't give us much time, but... He looked at his phone, only to see that it had broken in the chaos of the magic. He tossed it aside and programmed his watch to count down 24 hours. "Well, we'll just have to do the spell again." "You mean you have to," said Barley. He grabbed Ian and pulled him into a playful headlock. "A person can only do magic if they have the gift, and my little brother has the magic gift." Ian pushed him away. "But I couldn't even finish the spell." "Well, you're going to have plenty of time to practice, because we have to find another Phoenix gem." Barley pulled out his Quest of Yore cards and began flipping through them. "Aha," he said, finding what he was looking for. "We'll start at the place where all quests begin." Barley showed Ian a card with a picture of an old tavern on it that read, "The place where all quests begin. The Manticore's Tavern. It's run by a fearless adventurer. She knows where to find any kind of jam, talisman, totem." Ian frowned. "Barley, this is for a game. Based on real life. But how do we know this tavern is still there?" "It's there. Look, my years of training have prepared me for this very moment, and I'm telling you, this is the only way to find a Phoenix gem. Barley held up a Phoenix gem card. Trust me. Ian looked over at Dad's leg sitting on his desk and chair and sighed. He knew he had no choice but to go with Barley's idea. Whatever it takes, I'm gonna meet my dad. Barley smiled from ear to ear, more than ready for an adventure. You hear that, Dad? We're going on a quest.